Now we're only going to do one question per person. If you have another question, just get back in line because we want as many people to get a chance as possible. You're also going to practice asking your question to Lisa first, just to make sure you can get it out, because we want to get through as many people as we possibly can.
Hey, so my question is, was there any particular scene that didn't make the cut in the final movie?
No idea. That's a good question, though.
I'm trying to think. I feel like everything, as far as the scenes go, remained.
I think you're right.
But part of your world was almost cut.
What?
With our first round of screenings, Jeffrey Katzenberg was at a screening in Los Angeles with a little 4-year-old boy in front of him who dropped his popcorn bucket and then meticulously picked up every kernel during the entire song. And he said, "That song is boring. Gotta cut it. Kids are gonna be bored." And Howard Ashman had some choice words and basically said, "No, it's not happening. You've got to have the I Want song, otherwise you don't really get to fall in love with who Ariel is and what she's hoping and dreaming for, and then root for her for the whole film. You would lose that moment." So, but I think everything else remained.
I mean, other than eviscerating the entire heart of the mythology, we could have done without Part of Your World. The core of the story.
Thank you.
Hey Jodi, this is my question for you. When you sang Part of Your World, how did it change your life?
That's a beautiful question. When I recorded the song, I did not know that it would change my life. I didn't know that 37 years later I'd be singing it every week. So yeah, while I was doing it, I was petrified because I didn't really know what I was doing, but I had Howard Ashman and Ron and John, our directors, to guide me every word and lyric. But I would say yes, absolutely. It's a absolutely gorgeous song. It's a monologue that happens to be put to music, and the words alone are so incredible. So it is a life-changing song, and it catapults me back when I sing it to being in the studio for those weeks singing with Howard. So it's a wonderful, wonderful memory for me.
All right, and happy 35th anniversary to the Little Mermaid. Keep the good work, guys.
Hi. So this one's for both of y'all, but mostly Jodi. It's just what you, besides Part of Your World, what's your favorite song that you sung?
In my life,
No, like, from The Little Mermaid.
well, I only sing Part of Your World and the reprise because I lose my voice for half the
Oh,
time.
yeah.
So yes,
What's your favorite song?
what's my favorite song in the world? Well, I would say Part of Your World is definitely my number one, just because it's, you know, a huge part of my life. So I would say that song for sure. Yeah, thank you.
Alright, so, my mom really likes to sing your song, and she thinks your voice is very beautiful. Do you have any singing tips or anything like that?
I think for me, it's 8 hours of sleep, a lot of water,
Okay.
watch what I eat, no drinking. You know, try to be healthy and exercise every day. Because it's a muscle just like everything else. As long as I can try to keep everything else going, then I can sing every day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I actually have a question for Jodi and Chris, if that's okay. I'm just gonna ask for Chris, what is your favorite 60s Spider-Man meme?
My favorite what?
The 60s Spider-Man, you know, like how people post those images of like, you can't ground Spider-Man.
Okay. I don't know, I have to give that some
But
thought.
that's fine.
We'll have to do that at the Spider-Man panel.
That's good. My question for Jodi was, what was like the biggest difference between recording like the songs for The Little Mermaid and then recording the songs, like the new ones and the ones from the movie in Kingdom Hearts?
I think we lifted portions of Part of Your World for Kingdom Hearts, and then sometimes what I'll do for various projects is we'll just switch the ending and we'll switch some of the timing. But because, I am still able, and I am in the studio every week doing Ariel, it doesn't take me but 1 second to get into the voice and to be able to sing Part of Your World, which I'm grateful for. So, yeah, we will tweak endings of timing depending on the project. Like, we have our wonderful water show at Disneyland, World of Color. And so I had to change the ending of Part of Your World. But it's easy for me to match, which is good. I'm thankful.
Thank you.
This was for you, Jodi. But how did you end up on Camp Lazlo?
Well, it was an audition, just like for all of us. And that was a wonderful project to work on for 2 years with Cartoon Network. It was fun because my 3 characters were very, very different. And I loved getting to work, and I don't get to do this anymore, especially since COVID. But we work together as a cast in the room, and we don't get to do that anymore. I miss that part.
Anyways, for Jodi. So how has Ariel impacted people's lives?
I think that a lot of people connect with Ariel in various communities. Definitely for our fans on the spectrum. And I would say a lot of our friends in the LGBTQIA+ community really connect with Ariel. I think finding your voice is the message that my character delivers for people to be authentic and vulnerable and find out who they really are. And yeah, so that all of those elements have been wonderful surprises through the decades of finding out the variety of fans that can connect to her, to my character, and to our story.
That's so funny.
Thank you so much, Ross.
Hey, how are you? I know everybody like the Little Mermaid a lot. I also like the animated series, Little Mermaid series. It's a really good series. You get to know Ariel a little bit more about her and her family, and how she lives in with her father. I like the tell that was happening better because Ariel's so stubborn, but in a good way, not in a bad way. Because she's a teenager. But yeah, I like the series a lot, and it's a good for both of you guys. What's the most unique Little Mermaid merchandise that we collect from her character?
I think that I've recently seen the cards, the playing card. They're really interesting. Yeah, beautiful. And they keep coming out with really interesting ones. People bring them up to sign. I thought those are amazing.
I think one of my prized possessions, of course, are my original cells from the movie. But also, I have 2 hand-drawn prints of artwork from Glenn Keane, and then from my friend Paige O'Hara, who does the voice of Belle.
Aww.
I have her original artwork of Ariel in my bedroom, our bedroom, which is really beautiful. So those are real special.
Have you seen the Disney limited edition of the 17-inch of the Little Mermaid? Oh, okay.
Yeah, some of those are amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I obviously, like everyone else here, The Little Mermaid was a really important film. Like, it's a core memory of mine, watching it for the first time. And throughout the years, it's gotten a lot of great adaptations, your version specifically, including a Broadway stage musical and then the recent live-action version. And I was wondering, is there anything from those versions of Little Mermaid that you wish was in your version?
No. No, I mean, you don't want to touch sheer perfection of our film. I mean, you need to leave it in its state of glory. I mean, I love the fact that we can have these various tellings of our story on Broadway in our live action television special that we did on ABC, and then our live action version. They're all beautiful, different tellings, variations, updates, but you do not want to touch our original film. I don't think.
I'm that way with all films in general. It's a pet peeve of mine. When I see that they've changed things or edited, no, leave it alone. If you want to do a variation on a theme, that's fine, but don't change the theme. Have the variation, that's fine. But when they start messing with things and editing things out and altering things, that becomes sort of a dystopian, weird, Orwellian, revisionist stuff. We gotta not do that.
Thank you.
Hi, I met both of you. I'm Andrea. I just want to say, Jodi, the only Barbie doll I have is Ariel since I was a kid. And Chris, I love you as Prince Charming with Cinderella sequels.
Well, thank you so much.
I did not know that.
And I binge watched the Little Mermaid TV series, which I loved so much when I was a kid. I love the episode where Ariel helps that killer whale, that little killer whale. And got me thinking, if you guys remember the show, what is your favorite episode? And if not, what was it like working on the show?
I think my fondest memory of the TV series, because I recorded it for those 4 years of those episodes while I was doing a Broadway musical in New York, was that Sam and I got to work together in the studio. And we hadn't really had that much time, and then again, this was pre-COVID. So those were really fun times to be in the studio with them.
Nice. Oh, thank you.
Woo! Clappy clap. Snaps.
Aww.
What's happening?
She's so short, her dad has to
What's
pick
your
her up.
favorite Disney movie that you're not in?
That's so sweet.
I'm gonna say Cinderella. That was my princess growing up. That was my go-to film as a little girl.
Hey, now we get to choose from so many with growing up. I gotta say, I would have loved to have been in The Great Mouse Detective.
That's a...
Thank you.
Oh.
That's kind of a forgotten film, right? I think so kind of disappeared, so good for you.
So beautiful.
It's
Such a
good.
beautiful film.
So clever.
That was it.
Howdy, hey.
Hey, honey, hey.
So I have a question. So out of all your scenes in The Little Mermaid, what are your favorite and least favorite things you had to do? My favorite scene.
I think my favorite is recording Part of Your World, and I do love the animation within the song. My least favorite is the death scene at the end. That was always scary for my kids.
Oh.
When she blew up and became huge, remember? And you saved us.
Yes.
You killed her.
And for electricity.
She blew up.
I think the scariest, so the best part of the film, I think, is, well, I think it's Part of the World, because, the part they want to be cut. The most important part of the film, the soul of the film, but otherwise. There's just something so iconic and beautiful, because the story is this wonderful, coming of age story with a Faustian twist, which is really interesting. The innocence and the love, it's a wonderful tale. I think actually the part that is scariest to me is when Dryden loses his temper. That's scary, like angry, violent dad stuff, man. That was terrifying. I was like, I think I'd be a little too much,
I was traumatized.
Oh, I was so mad.
I was crying for her. Like,
First off, thank you very much for the autographs, photos, message yesterday, and everything. But thank you both. You guys were great. But my question is for Christopher. I understand that you were very young when you were cast as Eric, and I remember reading oh yeah, we found a young guy to play him. So were you actually voice acting before that, or how did they find you, or How did that come about?
Yeah, I had actually been in the business since I was 8 years old. I started in New York, and then I moved to Los Angeles when I was 13 for a television series that I did. And then I was doing another television series called Day by Day, and I guess I was 15 at the time. And they just sent the audition, like we get, and I went in on audition, not really having no idea of what it would become. But of course I was much younger, I was 15, I was a lot more like Prince Ariel, just full of zest and life and confidence and, so it's amazing to look back and see that time of my life and see that sort of portrayed in the character in many ways. But yeah, I just auditioned for it, just like every other actor and actress.
I can see you in the business already. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Samantha, and first I'd like to thank you for making a recording for my sister and my little niece. Thank you. My question is, do you still have a role on a cartoon called A Pirates of Dark Water? And I was wondering, if that cartoon ever got rebooted, would you return as Tula?
Yeah, I would. I had a lot of fun. That was with Hanna-Barbera before it didn't exist anymore, right? 1990, I think, and we had a great cast, and we had a blast, and we did get to record all together. There were a lot of laughs, lots of fun, and yeah, absolutely, I joined back up.
Yes, thank you so much.
First of all, I'd like to thank you for all that you did for our childhoods growing up. Out of all of the roles that you've had, not including the Little Mermaid, what are y'all's favorites that you participated in?
Well, for me, it's Spider-Man, for sure. That's another legacy project that I had no idea. I mean, I knew because I love Spider-Man, I was a fan, but I didn't know that series was going to have such staying power, that people were going to love it 30 years later. And it's a real honor to be a part of that legacy. So I've been fortunate. These two wonderful legacy projects to be a part of. They're very heroic too. Prince Ariel is Spider-Man. I mean, so that's my answer. That was yesterday. My voice is suffering from that too.
I think for my characters, it's like kids. I can't select between them or choose one of them over another. That's really hard. But doing Barbie for Toy Story franchise has been incredible. Thumbelina was an amazing project with Barry Manilow. Doing Weibo, oh my gosh, I had such an amazing experience with that. So again, like Christopher said, we just feel very, very fortunate and blessed to be able to do what we love and to get to be part of projects that matter to us, so thank you.
Hi, my name is Alize. I've been a huge fan of you guys since I was very young, and I wanted to tell you I appreciate you taking a picture of me and my Ariel. I've had her since I was 6 years old. And so it meant a lot when you took the time out for your families to do that. My question for the both of you guys was, what has been your favorite depiction of you guys' characters? So like, Once Upon a Time, the stage shows, musicals, live action. Who do you feel have done your characters the most justice?
Hallie, for me. Yeah,
Absolutely.
You did an absolutely beautiful job, and I'm so proud of her. I loved the vulnerability and innocence that she brought to her, and we had the opportunity to spend time together, and she got it. She understood who Ariel was, and I just think she did a marvelous job.
Hi there, I'm Lucas. So question, sorry Christopher, to Jodi. What was it like to work with Batman, aka Michael Keaton in Toy Story 3?
It was interesting, the day that we were supposed to be in the studio together, Michael had the flu. And so he walked in and he was double masked and he said, we're gonna have to record separately. I am very contagious. So we met from a distance, we worked separately, but then we got to do our press and publicity days together. So he was really sweet, lovely man. So talented.
Hi everyone. So my name is Gordon, and I'm actually an elementary music teacher. So I get to see firsthand like a lot of the kids that you still inspire today, which is really, really fantastic. And I wanted to ask you if you had anything that you could say, that words of wisdom for aspiring young musicians or actors. What would you say?
I think for me, the thing that I try to tell people and share with people when they ask me is to be authentic and just be who you are and not trying to compare and compete with someone else, because there's no one else on the planet but you, and that you have a voice and you have something to share. Everyone has a skill set and a gift set. They have to find out what that is and then let that grow. But when you want someone else's gift set and skill set and you're fighting against nature of what you've been given, you're gonna have some challenges, you know? And I think we live in a society where everyone is kind of looking for their 15 minutes of fame in various ways, but there are so many talented people in front of the camera, behind the camera, in front of the microphone, behind the microphone. It's finding your own talent, your own voice, and being authentic and vulnerable and real. I think when we try to be someone else, that's where we get ourselves into some challenges.
Yeah, that's a great advice. There's a great saying from, I think it's the Tao Te Ching, who says, chase after wealth and your heart will never unclench. Seek others' approval and you become their prisoner. So just as Joseph Campbell said, follow your bliss, follow your passion. The wealth and fame, everything else will come if that's part of it. If not, you'll be happy anyway.
Hi, thank you for coming here. My question is, what was it like to have a cameo in the live action?
It was a lot of fun. I was in London for a month because of COVID. We had to lock down, but I had an amazing experience on set with the cast and crew. Robbie Marshall and John DeLuca, the producers and directors. We've been friends for over 40 years, so we were friends long ago, long before Mermaid. And it was really exciting to get to be a little piece of that magical movie, and yeah, I'm very proud. I think the cast did an incredible job.
Hi, Jodi and Chris. Thank you so much for being here and just for making our childhoods. Question for both of you. So in your other Disney works, such as Barbie and Toy Story and Prince Charming, my question is, how do you tweak your voices and your voice acting so that when fans are hearing you in these different roles, they're like, oh, that's Ariel, oh, that's Prince Eric, right from the spot?
Oh, I guess it just depends on the context of the story and the mythology. Eric is a lot younger, obviously, and I was doing something like Spider-Man on. It's a very different situation. In fact, Spider-Man is a very young, youthful character, similar to Eric, but when they asked me to do Spider-Man Law, I said, I'm kind of old to do that, because this is about 10 years ago. And they said, well, this is a different Spider-Man. He's older, he's grittier, he's darker, he's bitter. I said, oh, so he's me? I can play that. So it just depends on the context of the character to change the inflection.
I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm
Thank you so much.
question. I don't know Marvel or DC things well. So you can probably ask
How
me.
many people do we have? Because we're gonna, let's see how we can breeze through this final line, okay?
This movie means so much to me. Like when I was little, even like now, I have the whole thing memorized and like all the ads before on my DVD memorized because I watched it so much. And rewatching it as I get older, like every once in a while, the meaning of it kind of changes to me. Has it changed to you at all?
I don't think so. For me personally, the movie has the impact that it had for me 37 years ago. It's magical. I don't watch it frequently, so when I get to revisit it, it's pretty special. But I don't think that the intention of it or the meaning of the film for me has changed. It just triggers and brings back those wonderful memories.
No, absolutely. It's a coming-of-age tale with a Faustian twist, and I think the key message, especially for young women, is, you know, if you give your voice up because the sea witch dupes you, the prince isn't going to recognize you anyway, so never give her a voice.
My question's for Jodi. So, what is your favorite, or at least like the line that you think of the most for Ariel's speaking lines? So not like her singing lines, but her speaking lines.
Maybe he's right. Maybe there is something the matter with him. I just don't see how a world that makes such wonderful things could be bad.
I love that. I love the monologue before the scene.
I'm gonna cry.
Since I was very young, my first song that I ever sang, and it was mostly just battles that my parents made out to be part of their world, that started giving me a voice. I went on to be a special education preschool teacher. And what that means is I have a lot of students that qualify for special education under different eligibilities. And most of them have autism, are autistic, and nonverbal. If you could talk to any one of my 3-year-old babies, what would you tell them so that they can continue having a voice?
Wow, that was deep.
I might actually cry.
If I actually had to cry,
I might actually cry.
I think I would ask them what makes them happy, what brings them joy, and I'd ask them to tell me about it. Describe what about that brings them joy, and then I try to encourage them to make that the guiding principle of their life.
Love it. I'm going with that.
A person was in line and stepped away and said that they got permission to ask you to sing a little piece of a part of this world, and a little girl walked up and also wanted that, and I said it was already going to be done. So if you're willing to sing a teeny piece of that, you'll be making a little girl very happy.
Yes, that's where we're going. We're going there. I promise. We're getting there. Here we go. Let's speed round this and we can make that happen.
Hey guys, I just wanted to say you are one of my major core memories as a little girl, and something that I didn't realize as a young girl is that you were shaping the way that I felt in my feminist walk. And I was curious because a lot of people talk about the Disney movies, the princess is chasing after a guy or they're seeking love sort of thing. And a lot of people argue that the Little Mermaid was just reshaping her whole life for a man. And I thought when I was a little girl, maybe that, but then as I got older, I was like, she actually wanted her own way of life, and she was fighting against what her dad said, like, humans are bad, you know, all these sorts of things. And I'm just curious what y'all's thoughts were on that, the feminist walk.
Yes, I have a lot of thoughts on it, and I'm going to make it super quick. Watch the first 15 minutes of the film. There you go. Because that's what the story is. She wants to be human because she's looking for a bigger world. She's not looking for a man. She's not looking for love. She's looking to be part of a world because she loves an inclusive way. She's an unconditional lover. So she sees people and she finds the great good in everyone. So when that subject comes up, I'm like, you've got to watch the beginning of the film. Part of your world is not about falling in love. Part of your world is about finding who she is in the world. And her world is bigger than the ocean because she loves bigger. Yeah, thank you.
So, speaking of seeing pictures, how is it working this background?
Oh, incredible. Pat was frightening as Ursula, scared that he'd live in daylight out of me in the studio. When she started that cackle and I had to imitate her cackle, she freaked me out in the studio. But then she'd get off the mic and she was so lovely and so kind and so maternal. My biggest, fondest memory is riding the attraction at Disneyland with her. We rode it 5 times for a press event. It was like riding with a 3-year-old. And I was like, oh, look at her. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's amazing. I mean, I laughed so hard. She was a ball of life.
What is your favorite fan memory?
That's going to be hard because, as we travel, we meet hundreds, if not thousands of people on a weekend. and everybody has a story, so I'm not going to be able to compare and compete that. I do think when I have wonderful autistic fans who tell me that they learned how to speak from the movie is so powerful to me. That they were unable to speak until they watched the movie, studied the movie, and uttered their first words after watching the movie, and the parent will share that story. That's pretty life-changing.
Absolutely. Along the same lines, when people come up to me and they say, it got me through some hard times as a kid. That means a lot. From Spider-Man and from Little Mermaid, that's what means the most. Because you were able to be there for somebody, that's priceless to contribute to somebody's life that way.
Life-changing. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm a SPED teacher, so that means a lot to me.
Awesome. Is this our last friend? Okay.
Hi. First of all, I want to say that I am autistic, and my movie about that I was watching Little Mermaid and Little Mermaid too. I'm kind of surprised it wasn't caught earlier in my life. But my question was, I wanted to know how you compare your movie and the original plot with Christian Anderson.
I'm so sorry, I did not hear the question. One more time, sweetie.
How would you compare your movie to the original tale, Hans Christian?
Okay, I give that to this one. He's the historical, mythical expert.
I mean, I suppose the main difference is the original story deals with the quest for the soul, right? Isn't that sort of the essence of that story? The nature of the soul, looking for the soul.
Our final question.
How have you been, have you always been interested in Disney?
Yes, I've loved Disney since I was a little kid. How about you?
100%.
There you go. Thank you, sweetie. Everybody say thank you to Amanda, but I want to, listen, I'm going to just brag on this man for a minute. I don't get to see him often enough. Christopher Daniel Barnes is an incredibly talented man. I think you know that. But not only is he an incredibly talented man, he's an incredibly kind and loving man and an amazing husband to his incredible wife, Rebecca. So if you're around tomorrow, come and see them. I have to leave literally right now, heading to Orlando, but come see him tomorrow and Rebecca, so we'll give him some love. And it's just been awesome to get to be with you this weekend, and I can't wait till Raleigh. We're doing another one together, but I'm going to kick them off the stage because it's weird for them to sit there while I sing.
Yes!
But I know something's starting right now. Watch and you'll see.